Fluent Avenuex. Speak English with class.
What if I told you you don't need grammar to speak English fluently? Yes. No grammar books. No long rules.
No confusión.
Just listen and repeat. It sounds too simple, almost impossible. But stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you might change the way you learn English forever. This is not a school lesson. This is a story, a real journey. A journey of fear, frustration, and finally, confidence. There was a time when speaking English felt like standing on a stage without clothes. Fear everywhere, heart beating fast, hands shaking, the mind going blank. You study for years. You learn grammar rules, past tense, present perfect, conditionals, articles, prepositions. So many rules. But when someone asks, "How are you?" Silence. You know the grammar, but you cannot speak.
Why?
Because speaking is not about knowing rules. It is about training your mouth, training your ears, training your brain. And this is where everything changed. 7 days. That was the challenge. No grammar books. No writing exercises. No memorizing rules, just listening and repeating. Day 1 felt strange, very strange. You listened to a simple sentence. I wake up at 7 every morning. And you repeat, again, and again, and again. At first, your voice sounds weak, uncomfortable, slow. You feel shy, even if you are alone in your room. But something small begins to happen. Your tongue moves faster. Your mouth feels less heavy. The sounds become more natural. But then doubt comes. This is too easy. Can this really work? Am I wasting my time? That voice in your head is loud. But what happened next? On day 2, you listened to short conversations. How was your day? It was busy but good. That's nice to hear. You repeat everything.
Copy the sound.
Copy the emotion. Copy the rhythm. Not just the words. The feeling. You don't think about grammar. You don't translate. You just listen and repeat. Something strange happens. Your brain stops fighting. It starts accepting English as sound, as music, not as a test. And this is powerful. By day 3, you notice something small but important. You don't pause as much. You don't think too long. The sentences come faster. You are not perfect, but you are smoother. And smooth is more important than perfect. But then comes the real challenge. Day 4. You try to speak without the audio. You close your eyes and say, I wake up at 7 every morning. And it comes out naturally. No pressure. No fear. This is where everything changed. Because for the first time, you did not translate in your head. You did not think in your language first. You just spoke. And that moment feels magical. But no one saw this coming. On day 5, you face frustration again. You try longer sentences. I've been working on my English because I want a better future. It feels difficult. You make mistakes. You feel slow again. You almost want to quit. And this is the moment where most people stop. They go back to grammar books. They go back to rules. They think, maybe I need more theory. But the truth? You don't need more rules. You need more repetition. So you continue. You listen carefully. You repeat slowly. Then faster. Then with emotion. You speak like the speaker. You copy the confidence. You copy the energy. And something powerful happens. Your brain creates patterns. Not grammar rules. Speech patterns. Your mouth remembers shapes. Your ears recognize natural sound. You are not learning English. You are building it inside you. Day 6 feels different. You notice confidence. Not big confidence, but quiet confidence. You speak to yourself in English while walking. You describe your day. I'm going to the store. I need to buy some milk. It looks like it might rain. Simple sentences, but they flow. And that flow is everything. Fluency is not about big words.
It is about flow.
It is about comfort. It is about speaking without fear. And then comes day 7, the final day of the challenge. You listen to a full story, a short one. You repeat it again and again. At first, you copy. Then you try to tell it alone. And suddenly, you are speaking for 1 minute. Non-stop.
No freezing. No panic.
Yes, maybe small mistakes. But you are speaking freely. And you realize something powerful. You did not study grammar this week. You did not open a rule book. You trained your ears. You trained your mouth. You trained your confidence. This is the secret nobody talks about. Children do not learn grammar first. They listen. For months. They repeat. For years. And then they speak fluently. Why do we try to do the opposite? Why do we think rules will save us? Rules help later. But fluency begins with sound, with repetition, with courage. Listen and repeat, again and again, even when you feel silly, even when you feel slow, even when your voice sounds strange, because every repetition builds confidence. Every repetition removes fear. Every repetition makes English feel normal. And when English feels normal, fluency comes naturally. Maybe right now you feel stuck. Maybe you studied for years, but still cannot speak easily. Maybe you feel embarrassed when someone talks to you in English. But imagine this. 7 days from now, you wake up. You speak simple sentences smoothly. You understand more. You hesitate less. How would that feel? Stronger? More confident? More free? This is not magic. It is training. Simple training. Listen. Repeat. Feel the rhythm. Copy the emotion. Do not stop after 1 day. Do not quit after 3 days. Push through day 5. Because day 6 brings confidence. And day 7 brings proof. Proof that you can speak. Proof that you are not bad at English. You are just training the wrong way. This is your turning point. This is where everything can change. Not because of a grammar rule, but because you decided to practice differently. Remember this. Fluency is not about perfection. It is about courage. Fluency is not about knowing everything. It is about speaking anyway. Fluency is not about grammar first. It is about listening and repeating until English feels like yours. And now the real question is, will you try for 7 days? Will you trust the process? Will you give yourself permission to speak without fear? Your future self is waiting. More confident, more powerful, more free. Start today. Listen. Repeat. And watch what happens. If this message touched you, if you felt something inside while listening, then stay with me. This journey is just beginning. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and watch the next lesson. Because your English story is about to change.